welcome back to Seduce with Otome, where of course we just had... Damien's just left us, and Matthew's arrived. Suddenly, a boy who looked around my age, or possibly younger, bounced up to me. He looked vaguely familiar. Oh, wait. You're Matthew, right?
Mm-hmm, that's me. Are you feeling any better now? We were all worried when you suddenly passed out.
I'm fine.
Really? Your face is kind of red. Do you feel sick?
No, I'm fine. I'm sure of it. I must have been blushing when Damien was carrying me downstairs. How embarrassing.
Well, if you say so. I hope Sam and Eric didn't make you upset.
It's okay. After all, I did hit Sam after what he did. I hit him like 3 times. And about Eric, I just wanted you guys to prove to me what you were saying. I suppose Incubi are real then. I wondered how exactly I got myself into this mess. First my grandfather, then fight with my father. Blowing up at the side, and now this. I suddenly have a knack for getting myself into sticky situations.
Oh, I have an idea.
He shoved his hand into his pocket with a cheery grin on his face. I'm wondering, if this is possibly his ability that he can make things.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Is he trying to do a magic trick?
Ta-da!
I love this scene. It is so goddamn cute. Originally, it was supposed to be like a bunny or something. What is that exactly? He smiled as if to wave it off, but when he opened his eyes and saw what he was holding, his face froze in shock.
Wait a second. What did I just make? This is...
freaking adorable. That is the most cutest thing I've ever seen, and I want one. Can we please have a plush made of that? What he produced from his pocket was a creepy looking doll. No, that is freaking adorable. That is the cutest squirrel I've ever seen.
What is that?
It's Squirrel. It's a Simon. I'm not sure. He's called Simon. I know the fact that thing is called Simon. His face paled considerably, and he dropped it onto the floor, scooting away from it frantically.
Get it away from me! It might be possessed by a demon or something!
But you are a demon. But isn't he a demon himself?
That's not what I wanted to make! I just wanted to surprise you with a stuffed animal or just something to cheer you up. That looks like it came straight out of a horror movie.
And the weird thing is, Simon's actually alive. He slumped his shoulders and looked down at his feet. It's okay, you don't have to look so dejected. I mean, it's certainly unique. You can have it.
What? I appreciate the thought, but no thanks.
That's too bad. Are you sure? I picked up the doll and waved it around. It was funny teasing him.
Help! It's gonna kill me! Anyway, I'm heading back to help out with the food. You can come over if you're hungry.
Then, of course, what she said was, okay, I'll stop. After teasing him so badly. I think I'll go with you then. Something smells good. My stomach rumbled in agreement. I was starving.
Oh, the girl's awake.
Sam, are you mad because I punched you an extra time this time around? I'm so sorry. Excuse you, I have a name, you know.
Should we really care?
Well, you're staying in my house.
Sam, I will roast that tongue for dinner if it doesn't stop flapping in that idiotic mouth of yours.
Whatever.
I apologize for his attitude.
It's alright. Oh, that's fine.
Good. I hope you'll enjoy the meal we prepared for you.
Meal? For a second, my mind didn't understand what James meant. Maybe it was the doll getting to my head and distracting me. Oh, that's right. Damien and Matthew mentioned they were making dinner as an apology. Oh, wait. You didn't have to.
We insist. Besides, it's quite impossible to undo our cooking, even if you command us to.
All right, well, thank you. Matthew put down the last of the plates on the table and bowed a bit, extradited to me, gesturing to the table with a sweeping motion.
There we go. Dinner's all served.
The table was filled with various foods from a wide selection of cuisines. One portion of the table was filled with elegant plated Asian foods and another portion with yummy looking desserts. And there were yet more and more plates than I could have possibly imagined. Whoa, that's a lot of food, and it looks so good.
We hope you enjoy it, my sweet.
Sweet me?
That's enough, Eric.
You're no fun, James.
I don't need to be fun, Eric. Miss, please follow me.
I didn't know what came over me, whether it was his politeness or maybe his power, but I couldn't help but take his offered arm. James seemed very kind and intelligent, but aside from that, there was something that set him apart from his brothers. Not to mention, he didn't really seem to hold much appreciation for them.
Miss, I have to ask, why do you live alone?
Well, it's kind of a long story.
I'm all ears if you wish to tell.
Sorry, James, I'm not after you out, sweetheart, but we will, of course, elaborate for James another time. It's fine, maybe another time.
Very well. Here's your seat, then.
Thank you.
Let me get your chair for you, lovely lady.
Eric was very charming. His smile pulled in my heart. The way he kept flirting with me definitely designated him as the charmer of the demons. Yet there was a little distance in his eyes.
By the way, I apologize for my behavior earlier. Stealing your second kiss like that.
Huh? Oh, yeah! When I didn't believe that they were incubi. It's fine, I guess. I mean, you didn't just get up and grab a kiss for no reason.
I'm not as forward, unlike Sam.
Suddenly, Eric leaned in and whispered in my ear.
I won't lie, though. I enjoyed kissing you and feeling you melt in my arms.
Ah! I was torn between smacking him and trying to play it cool. Sorry, sweetie. Smack him!
No! That's going to sting.
That's the point. I'm sorry. It was a reaction. You were too close. Sorry, I panicked.
No, I was expecting that.
You were? Marvelous. Awkward. I drew my attention back to the dishes. I was both intrigued and slightly scared by the amount of food they made. Seeing my expression, Eric leaned forward and proudly smiled, gesturing to all the dishes with a dramatical sweep of his arms.
I made almost all of the dishes myself.
He made almost all of them himself. Humorously enough, Matthew looked at him with a shocked expression, as if he was betrayed. His face changed instantly to that of a frown.
And I'm the Queen of the Nile.
I don't know why that always makes me laugh.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, brothers fighting. How cute.
Me, you, and James did the work together, dummy.
Aw.
It's you, James, and I, Matthew.
Little boys will always make mistakes.
Matthew looked at James in disbelief. Probably for siding with Eric, and he annoyingly swerved back to Eric to confront him.
I'm not a little boy. I'm barely a year younger than you.
Well, you certainly don't act like it.
I really couldn't help but laugh. Matthew seemed very much like a kid. He was adorable. However, I couldn't help but feel like, in a way, he was much more mature than the others, especially Eric.
Huh? Is something funny?
No, it's nothing at all. Thank you for the meal, all of you.
Oh. You're welcome, miss.
Such a well-mannered young lady. Beautiful inside and out.
Eric, knock it off.
In agreement with Matthew, Sam cocked up his head and glared at Eric.
Seriously, you're getting really annoying with that suck-up act.
It was obvious that Sam was the bad boy of the group. He had this big, tough act, and he was obvious he was physically stronger than the rest of the guys. But was there more to him than that?
I'm just trying to be a gentleman. The young girl has already gone through so much. She deserves a good treatment.
There's a difference between being a gentleman and being an obnoxious flirt.
Schooled even by James. You're gonna need some cold water for that burn.
By the way, I don't believe we caught your name even though you know each of us.
I'm Twinkle.
It's a pleasure to finally know your name.
Yeah, that's a nice name.
Thank you. They were all coming around me despite the awkward situation we were in. It was as if we were natural for them to be around humans. I guess that was just how Incubi worked. But I'm still curious about one thing. Excuse me. All at once they looked at me. I don't know why, but having all of them look at me made me feel kind of important, like a queen or something.
What is it, miss?
Stop it with the miss, first of all. I want to thank you for the food, but I still want to know why you all came here. I feel like I don't quite understand. And cue Sam. Understand, yeah. Like being told that a bunch of incubi randomly appearing in your house was perfectly understandable to begin with.
Oh,
Here we go.
how do we explain?
That's so adorable.
We were attacked. We came here to heal. What's so difficult to understand?
Sam, relax. Let the girl be curious.
Now you're just being rude, Sam.
I'm just saying, how is that difficult to understand?
Well, it's not every day you get incubi in your house, Sam. No, I mean, what specifically happened?
Well, you see, we've been traveling around for quite some time now. Just recently we came into town, but we were jumped by this band of misfits. So, in order to escape and heal, we came here for shelter. Again, we apologize for the mess we made.
It's alright. Leaving blood on the floor is completely fine. You were injured. You couldn't help blood spillage everywhere, could you? It's fine, I guess. So you're all better now, right?
Yup, all thanks to you.
Huh? Me?
You see, beautiful, we feed on sexual energy. But we don't just get it from kissing lovely ladies such as yourself. We can simply touch someone's hand to obtain sexual energy. Everyone carries sexual energy, you know.
That is so weird, though. I'm still in shock by their powers. It wasn't just kissing that gave them power, it was anything physical. No wonder I was out of it for a while. These incubi intrigued me, but at the same time, I could almost hear a warning siren going off in my head. I'm surprised Damien didn't hear it.
Is there anything else you wish to know?
What do you all plan to do now?
Yeah, what are we gonna do now, James?
That is a very good question. We just got here and surely we'll be hunted again if we leave.
We can take him easily.
Not without more training, Sam. The result of that was clearly evident in our last encounter with them.
At the moment, I didn't know what came over me, but I suddenly felt sorry for them. They couldn't possibly survive out there. If they didn't know it was illegal to break into people's home, they probably didn't know a bunch of other stuff. They probably would cause chaos all over town. Or on the flip side, they could be taken in for question and be poked and prodded like lab frogs for research. That was even worse. But most of all, they reminded me of back then. Cue flashback moment. Ooh. I was standing alone. The entire class. There's a creepy goddamn smile over there. Sorry, that distracted me right off the bat. I didn't notice that last time. That is goddamn creepy. That looks like a blooming face. Right, where was I? The entire class was filled with laughter and chatter, but I stood in the midst of it, quiet and alone, and apparently in a black and white world. It was strange seeing the whole world pass in front of me with such vibrance, all the while I stood there. On the plus side, I wasn't engaged in any of the drama that might have arisen, like scribbling on someone's paper for revenge or kicking someone too hard. I was kind of nice, just standing back and watching things pass by and life go on. I had long before convinced myself that I preferred being alone. I often said to myself in encouragement, yeah, I want to be alone. There's no one I like better than me, so I ought to spend most of my time with myself. But there was a certain bitterness that, coupled with being alone, made me feel so sad. There was a difference between being alone and lonely. I just didn't realize it at that moment. And even at that moment, my father, my mother, there was no one to turn to. I was so lonely. That's when I decided on it right then. I was going to see my grandfather. I didn't care if my father wouldn't take me. I was going to walk my way over there and see what he had to say about it. I never seen him before that. What better time to see him then? If you hadn't, this is something I didn't point out before, but if she hasn't like seen or met him before, how does she know where he lives? How does she even know what? I mean, she doesn't even know what he looks like. So how does she even know where he lived? If no one else was going to help me with that, with what I was feeling, I might as well have turned to him. So after school, I decided to walk there. I had no idea how to get there, and I was armed with only a scrap of paper with the address scribbled on it. As a 7-year-old, I obviously had great ideas. I soon became lost, and like I always did when I felt lost, I just stood there on the sidewalk, back pressed up against the wall, and eyes looking at the strangers pass by. And like always, people continued to pass by, and life continued on. I was sadder than ever. I'd ended up in the situation I was originally in. Nothing had changed. I thought I was silly for even thinking that I could change things with my own hands. That was until a voice brought me back to reality.
Hun, is that you?
I looked up and saw an unfamiliar face, but it was obvious that whoever was talking to me knew who I was. And from that moment, things began to change. Life began to move its rusty joints, and I realized that things were moving along. Suddenly, I'd become a part of the crowd that moved like a blur past me. I was no longer someone who stood still and watched others hurry past me. Life had changed. I had changed. Because the person who found me that day was my grandfather. I had the opportunity to help them, though. Would I? I wanted to, but I wasn't sure if that was the best idea. After all, 5 demons in my house wasn't exactly the living arrangement that I imagined when I first moved in. There was the matter of making sure no one found out about their powers. Thinking about them as landbars made my stomach queasy. And even if they passed for humans, how would I explain having guys living in my house? Imagine if my friends came over. They would practically think I was part of a harem or something. Oh God, imagine if my parents came over. I think my mum would faint. Who knows what my dad would do? I think he would have them arrested on the spot. This was hard. Maybe I should have written down pros and cons lists before actually having to make the decision.
Don't worry too much about it. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy as well.
And that, of course, was my grandfather, the best chimney cricket you need. Definitely don't leave home without one. It was strange that I happened to remember my grandfather saying that to me when I was little, but it did kind of make sense. They weren't exactly in the same situation I was in before, but I did want to help them out. I think it would ease my consciousness and also make me a bit more happy. To give them help, as weird as that sounded. Clenching my hands into fists, I strengthened my resolve to speak up. You could...
What was that, lovely lady?